Hey, what's up? This is Sifu Cuddle, and I have another video working with the wall bag. Now, a couple of things I always like to mention before we get started is, number one, I use a 2-section wall bag. If you have a 3-section wall bag or a 1-section wall bag, you can modify the technique to fit your needs, okay? So if there's variance in height, then you can really explore that with a 3-section bag. If you have a 1-section bag, then obviously every strike's gonna go to that section, okay? Now, I teach choi lei fut. It's a style of Kung-fu, it's a southern style, and there are very similar styles to it. But you also find wall bags that are prominent in like Wing Chun and even Hong Ga and some other styles. So this way I teach, this is my approach to using the wall bag, and it may not reflect the same thing as you find from other styles and other schools. So just try to use this as concepts and ways to take in different styles of training. There's really no right, no wrong, because it's ultimately down to how your school trains and how you do it, okay? Now, 3 things that I always mention before working with anybody on the wall bag is, number 1, do not use sound as an indicator of correctness. A lot of these strikes we use are by the knuckles themselves. We're concentrating to smaller striking area, so if I hit with the knuckles, it's not going to make as loud of a noise than if I hit with the back of the hand, which is an incorrect position. Okay. Now, this will cause me, if I go for the noise, I will try to hit harder and I will probably hit the wrong spot and end up injuring myself. So do not use sound as an indicator of correctness. Number 2, do not rush through the technique. When you hit, you want to let these sink in. Okay. Now, don't bounce off so you can go through fast for the next one. If you want to go through fast, use the heavy bags, use the hanging bags, use the cardio bags, use focus mitts, use the speed bag. That's totally fine. But this one, it has barely any give and the bag doesn't go anywhere. So we want to use that to its fullest potential. When you strike, you want to land that strike in and you want to make sure that the connection is there. We want to make our hands dense. We want to make our punches heavy. And this is a good way of doing it. Okay. Number 3, do not overtrain your hands. You do not, a lot of these movements, we're striking the bag, it is going to kind of wear down the skin and you'll start to callus, but you don't want to overdo it by scraping or hitting so hard that your hand bruises. Okay. We're not out to maim our hands. And if you draw blood or if you do bruise, you're holding yourself back from your own training, because you're going to have to wait for it to heal, and that's going to put you back at square one. Okay. Now, going back to kind of the second thing that I said, a lot of these strikes we want to work on sinking it in. Now, this is very similar to a drill I have done before in videos, and I want to illustrate it like this. Okay, so it really is not so much about what strikes you use, it's how you do it. Now, this is a good way of practicing, or just watching this and then striking later. You should be able to get the idea of what this is. Now, I'm going to start with a focus mitt or a pad. You could put a piece of cloth here, you could put a piece of paper here, anything that's going to drop, that's not supported, okay? And we're just going to start with a regular punch. Now, what I want to do is actually let this go, and as soon as my other punch initiates, I'm going to strike and I'm going to land this punch. So I'm keeping pressure here, okay? If I take too long, I'm going to miss, I'm going to end up hitting the bag. But the idea again is I keep that pressure between. If I bounce off, I lose the bag. Okay, the same idea from here should be applied to your regular punching. And I'm also not going to do touch and then go. I can only have one fist on here at a time. Now, if I'm training on the bag itself and I throw these punches, I should have that same idea. I don't want to bounce off for this one. And I sink the punch in, keep pressure against it. If I'm leaning forward to keep that pressure and I move my hand, I'm going to fall forward. But if I punch and I push back, my body, my posture changes, and I lose that connection from stance through the hip, through the shoulder, and into the bag. So when I strike, I want to have pressure, and I should feel the connection from my body going all the way into the bag. If I move that hand, I don't go anywhere. Okay, so again, striking on this one, thinking like I'm holding the bag up and it's gonna fall if I don't strike it in time, is a good way of how you apply this and keeping the pressure there. Regardless of the strike, even a circular strike, I should think of keeping it here. An uppercut, I think I should think of keeping it there. Tiger claw, I should have that idea that I'm keeping it there. Danlan, soul trade. gongjang, all of these, I should be thinking of keeping that bag up against the wall. That style of training will develop the body structure and fortify that so that when you do strike, it's not just your hand that hits, it's the whole body that hits, and you're not gonna fall over, you're not gonna push yourself away. So this is one unique way of training with the bag. If you have any questions or comments, drop those down below in the comment box. Otherwise, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and even Patreon, all right? Keep training, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Till next time, this is Sifu Cuddle.
Bam! Fist with a forward.